Is find the equation of the circle of the image x minus 5 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 25. Now what I'm immediately going to do is I'm going to write down the equation of a circle as we know it from our tables. Okay? Now what we all know is that r squared equals 25. Is everybody happy with r squared being equal to 25? Yeah. Okay, Davey, looking? The 25 is the r squared. R therefore equals 5. Everybody happy with that? Yes. Now, step 2. Identify what the h and k values are. Remember, hk is the centre of the circle, right? Yes. So what is h and what is k? Instead of h you have 5. H is 5, and instead of k is going to be minus 4. You change the sign. We know the centre of the circle is 5 minus 4, and we also know that we also know the radius. So here's what you got to do. You go over and you go to 5 minus 4. Now where's 5 minus 4 located? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blocks to the right and 4 blocks down. Now that's the centre of a circle. You then go across and you draw out a circle of radius 5. Okay? So what you have here is it goes here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here. And then you can see that you have your circle of radius 5 with the centre of the circle located here. Now, what they want is the equation of a new circle which also has a radius of 5 but has a different position. The new position is under axial symmetry in the y-axis. What does axial symmetry mean? It means like a reflection in the y-axis. So if you imagine that this y-axis is a mirror, so if you imagine this here is now considered to be a mirror, what would happen out the other side? So you're basically looking at the centre of the circle will get sent across 5, and then it gets sent across another 5. Now the thing about reflections is they're still the same size. So what you can do next is you can just realise, okay, we understand that this is still the same size. So you can draw a new circle from here. And this new circle is the same size as the old circle. And now the black circle is the image of the old circle for this particular question. Now, to use the equation of a formula, what you have to know is you have to know the r squared value. Please remember that the r squared value always stays the same. It's still going to be 25. The size stays the same. However, the centre of the circle has now shifted. Where has the centre of the circle shifted to? So, excuse me, it's minus 5, minus 4. Would you agree with that? So, h is minus 5 and k is minus 4. We're now going to find the equation of new circle. Yes, Paddy?
And the coordinates of that circle,
we just need the centre of the circle.
And for the red one.
Yeah.
Where does that circle, did you get them from the...
From here. I know that the centre is 5 minus 4. And I know the radius is 5. So I knew the centre.
How come it's minus 5? How come that changes?
To here. Because it's symmetry in the y-axis. Symmetry in the y-axis means you reflect it through the blue line.
On the equation, the actual question says x minus 5.
Yeah, that's what you always do. You always change what's in the brackets. If it's a minus 5, h is plus 5. I know I have h equals minus 5 here, but I rubbed out the old one. It was h equals 5, k equals minus 4. And this was the centre, 5 minus 4. Then I reflected it as symmetry to the y-axis, and that's why it turned into minus 5, minus 4. And then the new circle is the same size as the old circle. Okay, yes, Sean?
Are you just drawing that to help us understand?
Yes, you wouldn't have to draw it, right? So, what I'm doing next, guys, is I now know that I have to replace h with minus 5. So what's minus 5? So it's going to be x plus 5 squared plus, now what's y minus 4? Y plus 4 squared, and what's radius squared? The radius is 5, so what's radius squared? 25, and that's the equation of our new circle. Is that right? Now, what we're going to have next, guys, is it varies from question to question what type of reflection you have to do. So, an example will be in the next question. if you look at it, question 4, it says these are 2 points, okay? And it goes, find the image of the circle x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 9. So once again, I'm just going to draw a quick xy axis, okay? And what I'm going to do is, can anyone in the class tell me what is the centre of that circle? You've done enough of these already to know what the centre should be. If it's minus 2, what's the h value? 2. And if it's plus 3, the k value is 3. This has a centre 2 minus 3. 2 across, 3 down. What's the radius? R squared equals 9. R therefore equals 3. You now have a circle whose centre is down here, and you have a radius of 3, which gets you this far here. Everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
Now, what it asks us to do next is it wants us to do the same movement. It wants us to do the movement of A to B. So A is 3 minus 1, correct? And B is 0, 4. Now, how would you go from A to B? Just out of interest, how would you go from A to B? 3 across? Up 5. Therefore, the centre of the circle has to move the same amount. Every part of that circle has to move the same amount. So if I move the centre of the circle, what was it? Across 3 and up 5.
How do you know which points A, B are?
It tells us in the question, A and B. And I just drew them out, and therefore I could figure out what is the translation.
Yeah.
So the new centre of the circle is going to be located here. The centre of the circle is still of what size, guys? It's still of size 3. So we can see what has happened. The circle has just been, all of the circle has been moved across, 3 across, 5 up. Is that correct? Every point of that circle is 3 across, 5 up. Look at this one, for instance. It's 3 across from 1 second. It's 3 across from here, isn't it? 3 across, 5 up. Do you see the way every part of the circle moved the same amount?
Yeah.
Now, what we have to find out is what is the equation of the image. The equation of the image means what is the equation of the new circle when you move it in the way you're told to move it in that question. Okay? So what's the new centre? 1 across, 2 up. 1 to the left, 2 up.
2 minus 1.
Minus 1, 2. Okay? So keep doing that. Minus 1, 2. So h is minus 1 and k is 2. What's the equation of a circle again? X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Now, what is h this time? H is minus 1, so what does that mean? What happens inside the brackets? Plus 1. And if it's 2, stays as minus 2. And what's the radius squared? The radius is what size, guys?
9.
It's always the same size as the original. So 3 squared is 9. And this here is the answer for question 4. Is that alright? Now, question 6, you're going to find it's the same deal. Okay? So, in question 6, it says axial symmetry in the y-axis. What's axial symmetry in the y-axis again? Can anybody tell me? Axial symmetry in the y-axis. What does that mean?
Mirror.
Mirror. The vertical line, the y-axis is the one I'm just after drawing. The x-axis is the one I drew second. It means a mirror. Okay? So what's x minus 5? What's the centre of that one?
5.
5. And this part here?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Radius?
6.
Radius is 6. Once again, you just go 5 across and 2 down to get to here. What's our radius size again? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then how far do we have to move the centre of the circle? We have to, it's going through the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then No, just through the line. It's a mirror image. So go another 5 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the center of the circle moved. And then all you have to do is draw a new circle. The new circle being the same as the old one. It's of radius 6. So do you see that the way that's the reflection of the other one? It's like this y-axis is a mirror. Now remember, if it was in the x-axis, it would appear up here, wouldn't it? Okay. Now what's the center of the new circle? 1, 2, 3, 5 across. -5 and 2 down. -2. So h equals -5 and k equals -2. What's the radius?
6.
Same as the old one. So it's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So what's h again?
-5.
Which is going to be +5. You just change it, don't you? And if k is -2, it ends up as +2 in the brackets, and the radius squared 36. 6 squared. Everybody on board with them? Okay. So, well, I'll give you guys